If you're walking north past Ripley's Believe It or Not, you're already in a part of St. Augustine most people move through quickly. The fort is behind you. St. George Street has started to loosen its grip. This is where people shift their attention from history to logistics. And right there, set back just enough to look accidental, is a small garden shed. Not a storefront, not a gallery, a shed. It doesn't announce itself, it doesn't interrupt you. It just sits there, open on one side, with a voice coming from inside. You don't notice the structure first, you notice the voice.
Out of all these, what's your favorite color? What do you want to kind of stand out the most?
That's Jason Pappas. He runs Happy Pappy's glowing balls out of that shed in the parking lot of the Old Town Trolley Welcome Center. And once you stop and listen for a moment, you realize that what's happening here isn't rushed and it isn't loud. It's steady, conversational, almost casual, until you start paying attention. I'm ChadGallivanter, stories examined carefully, wherever you go. Jason makes lamps, plastic lamps, bright glowing lamps that come together piece by piece while you watch. The materials are simple, the shapes repeat. What changes is how they're assembled. Standing here watching him work, you see the same motions repeated with small variations. A hand reaching for a piece, a pause, a slight adjustment. The lamp slowly taking on its final shape.
These were made out of paper in the 60s, but it's recycled plastic now. Pieces are all the exact same shape. How you put them together is what makes all the different shapes.
What I find myself doing every time I'm here is watching how light moves through the overlaps, how the same color looks different depending on where it sits. Jason talks through all of this as he works, but never in a way that seems instructional, more like he's thinking out loud.
My friends talked me into it, and I bought a bunch of the pieces and then realized I had no idea how to actually do it. It took me like 2.5 hours the first time I ever made one, and there was a lot of cursing involved.
It's hard to imagine that now. Watching him work, everything looks second nature. The movements are calm, familiar. Lamps get finished, set aside, and another one begins without any obvious break in rhythm.
How many do you make now on a typical?
With the ones I ship out, I usually do, I don't know, probably 15, 20 a day.
Abby and I first stopped here about 6 years ago. At the time, we were living in a place with a balcony. Not a big one, just enough for a couple of chairs, a small table, and something that could hang nearby and stay lit after sunset. We didn't come here with a plan. We heard Jason's colleague Mike talking and slowed down, watched for a few minutes, and before we realized it, we were choosing colors. That lamp hung on that balcony for years. Now we live in a house with a small porch, a different space, a different scale, and we found ourselves back here again, standing in front of the same shed, asking Pappy to build something new. This time, something that would sit on a small table and light the porch in the evenings. Happy Pappy's not the kind of place you visit once and move on from. You remember where the lamp lived. You remember the version of your life it belonged to. You remember standing there while it was made. I've always believed this is the most unique souvenir you can take home from St. Augustine. Not because it carries the city's name, but because it doesn't. It doesn't exist until you're there. It doesn't come off a shelf. It comes out of a moment, and that moment centers on Jason.
It's a garden shed. It's unique. It's probably the only garden shed that's right on the street in downtown St. Augustine.
He says that plainly, like it doesn't need explanation, and it doesn't. The shed fits him. It's informal, unpretentious, exactly as much space as he needs to do the work.
Old Town Trolley is the people who own the property, and they are very, very good to me. So I get to enjoy hanging out in my garden shed all day and watching the world go by. and doing something I love doing.
Jason is a character. He's entertaining without pushing. He narrates what his hands are doing. He cracks jokes. He answers questions the same way every time, like they're new again. But what comes through most clearly in the interview is why he chose this life.
I started doing this because these guys were getting old enough that they were noticing that I was gone all the time. Mm-hmm. And that was my excuse to not be gone all the time and fly all over the country. So that was my reason, and it worked out good.
Before this, Jason was on the road constantly. Home shows, fairs, stage work. Long stretches away from home.
I worked for a Swedish company selling microfiber mops. Remember Billy Mays passed away? I worked for Billy a long time ago. And I was one of those guys that stand on stage with the microphone on and go, but wait, there's more.
That background still shows up in the timing, in the ease with attention, in the way he talks while working without losing focus. But now the travel is gone.
That was how I used to pay the bills. And now I do this. And I get to go home every night, not sleep in hotels.
I've got to tell you that Pappy is about the most chill guy you'll meet in St. Augustine. He's willing to just let things unfold without rushing them.
And not that it's important, but but when you buy anything in my shop, it does come with a shot of rum.
That detail gets remembered, of course, but it's not the point. The point is that this is a man who deliberately chose a smaller radius, a shed instead of a stage, a daily routine instead of constant travel, something built by hand instead of something sold at volume. And 6 years later, Abby and I are still coming back.
They tore this building down, and when they did, I had to move down the street, and it was a really cool little shop, but it was very slow. And so my friends would come over and we'd play backgammon and chess and drink rum. And they were drinking all day, and somebody comes in and finally does buy something. It'd be rude not to share. And it turns out that everybody really liked that. So when we moved back here, we're like, okay, we'll just keep sharing rum with people. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you. Tell
Thank you for that.
Have a wonderful year and come and visit.
Can they find you online?
I don't do anything online. I'm old-fashioned. You actually have to call me. It's Happy Pappy's Glowing Balls.
What stays with me about this place isn't just the lamp. It's the sense that this was chosen carefully, that the shed, this process, this pace, all came out of a decision to be present, to stay put, to build something that lasts, not because it's permanent, but because it becomes part of people's lives. St. Augustine has no shortage of history, no shortage of things competing for your attention. But sometimes the thing that you end up carrying home is a light that followed you through different chapters of your life and a conversation you didn't expect to have in a parking lot. Wherever you go, take the story with you.